All right, it's late, I'm tired, but the bike is built. Here we are. This is part 2 to the video that I made with Chaz. Chaz walked me through how to build a track bike worthy of the short circuit Red Bull event, and here we have it. Let's start with the bones. You know, State sent this black label. It's an aluminum frame. It's stiff as hell. It can take a crash. Hopefully that won't happen, fingers crossed, but really high bottom bracket so we get good pedal clearance. That's gonna be really critical for these really tight hairpin technical corners on the short circuit course. It's like a go-kart track, you guys. I'm gonna need all the clearance I can get. I'm gonna need to rip corners. And with that said, let's talk about the tire choice. I think that's one of the most important things other than drivetrain. We'll get to the drivetrain. I was able to fit 32s on the front only. The back has the 28 Roubaix Pro. I wasn't quite able to get the clearance right here on the rear, but I was able to get it on the front, and check out the clearance. It's like pretty incredible. It's just a couple of millimeters. Shouldn't be a problem. I'm running these at really low PSI, basically like 50 to 55, somewhere in that range. I'll probably run like maybe 55 to 60 in the rear with the 28s, and then 50 to 55 in the front. High volume, not particularly high performance in terms of speed and efficiency, but it's all about taking those corners at speed. So I'm really stoked that I got the 32s in the front. Drivetrain, let's talk about the gear ratios here. So I have an 18 tooth cog in the back. I have a 46 tooth, which was actually hard to source, 46 tooth in the front. This is a slightly bigger gear ratio than what Chaz recommended. The reason I went with this setup is I peeped Alec Briggs, the winner of some of these other, like the Rad Race in Europe, similar event to this. He used a 46-19. I like to run a slightly bigger gear. I like the lower cadence power stuff. So I put the 18 on there for now. I'm gonna bring a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have a bunch of gears to choose from, and then I'll decide which one feels best when I'm doing some of my practice runs before the actual event starts. Another big thing, crank length. This is 170. I wish I had access to 165s. Hard to source. I think this is fine though. The bottom bracket on this frame is so high that I don't know if I'm going to be leaning it so hard that pedal scraping is going to be an issue. Although we'll see. From what I've heard, people who have already pre-rode the course a bit, they said that it's more about traction than it is about pedal scraping. So I'm pretty happy about this setup. It's closer to the 172.5 that I normally run. And then pedals. This was an interesting choice. Okay, so Chaz said, you know, use what you're most comfortable with. But he said if you can get away with running the mountain bike pedals, which are double-sided, use those. Because you just stomp on it and you'll clip in theory. But I am not really used to the mountain bike pedals. I put them on, I went and I just tried to do like really hard starts with one foot on the ground, which is a rule in this event. And these road pedals by Shimano are like an extension of my leg at this point. I've been using them for over a decade, and I can just feel where that spot is. I was able to clip in on the road pedals even faster than the double-sided mountain pedals, so I stuck with the road pedals. And they're actually these power ones by Favreau Asioma. They're these new Shimano-based power meter pedals. So I'll have power for the event, whatever that means. I'm gonna be backpedaling and generating power when I'm slowing down. It might be a little bit weird. Bars, they came with the bike. There's nothing too special there. They're 40 centimeter, they're a little bit narrower. I don't know if it makes that big of a difference. They're shallow drops, I like the feeling of that. I think it's only a 100 mil stem, which is fine because it's actually a 57 centimeter frame. And I'm usually running a 56. So actually the geometry feels really good. I might lower the stem a little bit. I'm gonna get in the most aggressive position possible. The runs are only like, I think 5 or maybe 7 minutes long. So I'm not really worried about like fatiguing my arms or anything like that. I want to load up as much much weight on the front tire as possible, really maintain control and traction coming through some of these hairpins. And lastly, I switched out the saddle. It came with this thing that wasn't particularly comfortable, so I put on this this thing. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. It's basically a Specialized Power saddle knockoff. It's a short nose, it has the cutout. It just locks me in there real solid. So this is the setup. I mean, what else is there? Oh, wheels. Let's talk wheels really fast. These did not come with the bike. These I borrowed from my frenemy, Brian Larson. And these are just head. These are the fairing ones. The bike came with just some regular box rim alloy wheels, so wanted to try something at least a little bit snappier, a little bit lighter. Overall, it's not a particularly light bike considering there are no brakes, there are no derailleurs, there's no gears. It's still about 18 pounds, I think, somewhere around there, 18 and a half pounds. But I'm excited about it. This will be the setup for both the short circuit Fixie crit on Friday. Oh my God, a few days from now. And then also for the Red Bull Bay climb, which you guys have seen, I've done before, except I'm doing it on a Fixie this year. It'll also be on this bike. I'm gonna change it out for probably a 42, actually, yes, a 42 on the front, probably a 22 on the back. I think that's about the right ratio for going up Potrero Hill in San Francisco. So I'm gonna go to sleep now, but tomorrow I'm gonna try to get some reps, more reps on this, try to get more comfortable on this, and then come race day, I'll get to pre-ride the course a bit, and wish me luck, guys. I'll see you in a few.